what are the biggest differences at a high level?
The differences would be y'all have this thing called the kitchen.
Welcome back to the In a Pickle podcast. I'm Destin Thibodeau. Today, we're diving into how pickleball is helping raise money for LSU women's tennis and what this tennis to pickleball crossover really looks like. I'm joined by Taylor Fogleman, head coach of LSU women's tennis, Chris Simpson, associate head coach, and Addison Lanton, one of the top freshman recruits in the country and one of the founders of Court to Table, my brother from another mother, Ozzie Fernandez. Let's get right into it. Taylor, tell us a little bit about what's going on in LSU tennis right now.
Yeah, Destin and Ozzie, thank y'all for having us. Yeah, it's an exciting time right now to be a part of LSU women's tennis. Our young ladies, we got one star right here with us, are doing incredibly well this season. We're currently ranked 10 in the nation.
Come on, man.
That's great. Yeah. Have had a great start to non-conference play, and we're kind of in the trenches of the SEC season. We got 2 huge matches coming up this weekend. Tomorrow, actually, at 5 p.m. against the University of Texas, and then Sunday, hopefully we can get some people from the Zach Bryan concert and crossover from baseball. We play Texas A&M, who I think at the moment is ranked 3 in the country, Sunday at noon. So a lot of exciting stuff happening on the tennis court for us.
Awesome, man. So for people listening, we are hosting a pickleball tournament fundraiser for LSU women's tennis. From your side, Taylor, why does something like this even matter?
Oh, I think on so many levels, to me personally, and then obviously for our program, it matters. One, I think just the ability to get out into the community and interact with people. You know, my wife, a lot of our friends, Court to Table recently has kind of become a hub of activity with our families and kids.
Right. Yeah.
Chris and I both have little ones at home. It's a great space. It's a safe space to interact and play. The adults get to have a beverage or two, which isn't the word.
That's right.
That's kind of the plan.
That is the plan.
But no, on a personal level, someone being from the area and from the state, having some interaction within the community is really important. From a fundraising capacity, y'all's generosity in doing this joint venture with us is hugely impactful for our program. In the times that we're in collegiate athletics, being able to raise funds like this help us to, frankly, be very competitive in the SEC and nationally. Allows us to hopefully give some opportunities to people like the young lady that's sitting right next to me.
Yeah, that's great. That's terrific.
Yeah, tell me more about those opportunities. Where does that support actually show up for your players day to day?
I think it can on number of different levels, right? Like, I think obviously I'd like to think hopefully she can shed some light into, I think we do things really, really properly when it comes to training, traveling, having resources for them that, frankly, I don't even know if Chris and I had when we were in school. But then also, honestly, in the times that we're in, having the ability to share some money with the players to further their tennis careers, get a little head start in life, honestly. So it's something that we're embracing. I think that we're on a good path to be very competitive in that space, and events like this with people like y'all are invaluable.
And why have this event at Court to Table specifically?
I think the synergy is there. I mean, no, I was joking with either Ozzie or you. One lunch over at Court to Table, like Chris and I actually have gotten very much into it. Like it is our form of exercise on the road, even, traveling for tennis competitions. I think there is a big correlation between the two. Actually, Addison's coach and I were discussing, he actually has a viewpoint that at a very early age, introducing kids to pickleball might actually get them more inclined to want to play tennis. I think it's a
Agree with that.
Our points are, I think, and I share his viewpoint. It's a little easier barrier to entry. It's a little easier to just pick up and play compared to tennis. So the idea that we can get out and into the community, like I said, but then also share in, we're both racket sports in the end. Share some tips. They can give us and our players maybe some tips about how to be a little bit more competitive or helpful in pickleball. I think it's a great synergy.
That's a unique take. Pickleball as a feeder program for tennis? I don't think anybody's ever really looked at it that way,
Makes
right?
sense, especially for the youth, right?
I think so.
There's a lot of talk right now about tennis and pickleball. From your perspective, what are the biggest differences at a high level?
The differences would be y'all have this thing called the kitchen. And I mean, firsthand, Chris could maybe shed some more light into Chris's former doubles partner in college is a guy, Neil Skubsky, who's just won the Australian Open in doubles.
Wow, very successful.
Has won a few other Grand Slams at Wimbledon over the course of his great career. I don't know if we're going to say that Neil is a horrendous pickleball player, but very impatient. Especially in doubles in tennis. I mean, Neil is so programmed to being as close to the net as humanly possible. He was stepping in the kitchen, I think, left and right with some.
Yeah, I would say the word impatient. I think he was so used to being on top of the net when he plays tennis.
Yeah.
And, trying to finish the point as soon as possible. When we came out, it was kind of fresh off him just winning Wimbledon, and so a group of us just went out and played, and it was first time playing it, and the guys we were playing with are kind of like 3-5, 4-0 level tennis players, and out of I think the 8 or 9 games, he didn't actually win one game, and it was just getting used to it a little bit, but just I guess the tactical way of playing, you're trying to be patient, dink it, keep it low. Trying to make this point as long as possible, waiting for the ball to pop up, and so it was funny. It was definitely a blast playing with him and get him to him. But you could definitely see he was getting a little ticked off with how everyone was playing.
Did you ever have that problem, wanting to run through the kitchen?
The crossover, and taking the ball volley out of the air off the serve, right?
Yeah. What about you, Addison? You want to run into the kitchen and hit slam balls at the net?
Yes, very aggressive, always. Yeah, 100%.
That's funny. So I got a good question for you, Chris. Most pickleball players just start playing. No coaching, no real fundamentals. What are they completely missing?
That's a tough question. Hopefully they're not completely missing the ball. That'll be first thing. Really, I think when you just kind of jump into a sport like this, a racket sport, it's never easy. I guess it kind of depends on the person and the hand-eye coordination. I think the big thing about if it's pickleball or tennis, just jumping out there, I think the number one goal is you're having fun, and then kind of see how it plays out the first couple of weeks. If you want to try and get a little bit more competitive and you feel comfortable playing, again, it's tough when you go out there with no coaching and you kind of you're just trying to get an understanding of the game. It is tough. But I think, like I said, when I go back to this and you're just jumping out there playing pickleball, I think the main thing I see when I do go to the pickleball courts, and me and Taylor do go out there, and the main thing is they are having fun and enjoying it, and it's good fitness as well. So I think the main thing, to me, I'm not a pickleball coach, so I've been all my life with tennis, and so even though it is a racket sport, there is huge difference between the two.
Fundamental wise, there's a lot of things that transfer from tennis to pickleball. I know, Ozzie, you haven't played a ton of pickleball, but I've seen you just be able to get on the pickleball court and probably play better than most people without any previous tennis experience.
Yeah, the crossover can happen. I kind of have a one-hand backhand, but that's not really too good in pickleball. You kind of need
the Tui is the mother of all backhands right now in pickleball, but that really just got real popular the past 2 years.
I tried. I think when we got out and play, I've tried tinkering a little bit, going from 1 to 2. Extremely tough. I'm trying to play tennis on a pickleball court. What just doesn't work very well. Maybe it works better for us in singles.
Yeah,
more, got more court to work with. But in doubles, again, it is very hard. You have to be, I want to hit the ball as hard as I can and try and hit the net player.
Correct.
That's not going to work out very well for me in pickleball. can I be a little bit more handsy and work on the dink? The big thing I've always had trouble with the fundamentals of switching over to pickleball is probably my grip, of actually deciding what I want to do with it and how I want to hit the ball.
You're an advanced tennis player. How often do you switch your grip during a point?
Oh, if I'm playing tennis or pickleball.
Well, I guess both,
Tennis,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but tennis. Yeah, I was curious about tennis.
With tennis, it's for the volley, obviously I have my continental grip, and then forehand I have a more of like a semi-western, and then the backhand's two hands, and so and then the serve is continental as well. So I kind of switch between the two grips when I'm playing tennis. But that's just second nature for me because I've been doing it for so long, and I've been playing since for the past 25 years. And so it just comes naturally for me.
Now, did that cross over to pickleball though? Are you?
Yes, I try. That's me. When I try and play, I try and just naturally do what I do on the tennis court, and it just doesn't work out very well for me sometimes. And so I feel like I coach myself sometimes. I get a lot more frustrated with myself.
You overcoach yourself.
Yeah.
Let's call it like it is. You overcoach yourself.
I do. And I get in my own head with it. But when we, like you said, when we go on the road and we're playing the singles against each other for a bit of fitness, for a bit of fun, and maybe we put like a coffee on the line for it, it's a little bit of frustration comes out for me, and I do start like looking at my racket, my paddle, like, is that the right grip? No, like I got to switch back. And so there is a lot that crosses over to it.
What I noticed is, and I think that this is why a lot of tennis players are dominating the sport at a professional level now, is because when people start playing tennis, they start playing at a younger age. They learn fundamentals from the beginning. When you start playing pickleball, you just go out and you start playing. You just start hitting the ball back and forth. Next thing you know, you've been playing for a year and you don't really have any fundamentals. You never learned any fundamentals. If you had an average, let's say 3.5 to 4.5 pickleball player with no tennis background for 30 days, what fundamentals are you fixing first?
That's where the crossover comes in tennis, because like you're not one of them, but I've had so many people on the tennis court. I mean, the very first thing, especially if you're playing doubles in pickleball, you always need to be protecting with your backhand volley.
Okay.
Always.
Right.
And the same thing is very translatable to tennis. If I took a forehand volley, I only can go so far before my elbow just jams right into my side. If I'm protecting with my backhand, I can go all the way from my backhand all the way around to my forehand. When it starts to you start to upping the ante in terms of like high level pickleball, or especially pickleball, and they start firing the ball at you from time to time, or even just dinking, you can maneuver everything on your backhand side so much easier than your forehand side. That would be on a basic level. You're not talking about grip changes. You're not talking about any of that stuff. You're always protecting with your backhand side. I don't know if that's taught at a high level of pickleball. That's how I would teach it. And that's how, like, honestly, this one's come like so far with her doubles. She still loves her forehand volley more than anything. And she will try like hell to go and get a forehand volley. And just like, no, just put your back in. It, like to me, that would be one thing where you're not even getting into so much technique as it's an applicable thing that you can go right onto the court
Right.
and put into play.
So work on the backhand. Don't try and always fade the forehand. Is what you're ultimately saying,
to
right?
me, especially as you increase level or speed of play, that's gold to me. The second you try to overdo something here, you're done.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah.
Addison, let's talk about you for a second. So coming in as a freshman at this level, what's been the biggest adjustment?
Honestly, I'd have to say like the environment, like college tennis is completely different than like junior tennis. There's a lot of like yelling, screaming, like you kind of just have to block it all out. And then on top of that, I'm like looking on the court trying to figure out what I have to do. But I'd say that's like the biggest change. I think in junior tennis, it's a lot different. Like everyone's pretty much quiet, kind of have to stay like to yourself. You only have like your parents on the side watching you. But I mean, when you're traveling to like Georgia and Ole Miss and places like that, and they're all like yelling, "Oh, go like Bulldogs, go!" Yeah, it's like it's distracting. But I mean, honestly, I've almost gotten used to it. So yeah, I'd probably say that's like the biggest change.
I think Ozzie, you're a screamer, huh? I mean, when you score a big shot, huh?
No, I like to keep it quiet. But, no, you talk about pressure, though. I mean, that's a big deal in tennis or any sport, really, when you can perform under pressure. So how do you, I mean, that's something you've learned to kind of help you. Just how do you drown that out? That
Yeah,
pressure?
I mean, honestly, I think I've grown out of like kind of being like afraid of pressure at this point. Like, there's just been so many times where I'm on the court and I'm like, oh my God, this is heavy. Like, this is hard. You just kind of get used to it. I mean, tennis is a sport where you're like on your own and like you don't have another teammate unless it's doubles to like kind of like talk to and be like, oh, like
Sure.
this is like stressing me out a little bit. But you just kind of get used to it, and everyone has their own way of coping with it. So
First time playing pickleball, what was your honest reaction?
I'd probably say like I'm a very aggressive tennis player, so like not being able to be that aggressive on a pickleball court is like that like scared me. I think it's such a small court from like what I'm used to, and like I'm going out there, I'm trying to hit it as hard as I can, and it's just not working. I was like, why is it not working? Like I thought it'd kind of just be the same as tennis, but it's really not. Like it's a completely different sport. I think there's a lot that we have in common. And I mean, like we can share the same court. Like you guys can play on a tennis court as well. But I think it's completely different. And I mean, I didn't realize until I actually picked up a paddle and started playing.
Do you feel the same way about singles?
Doubles, like I'm always trying to reach over to my partner's side, and like that just doesn't work because it's also like a very small court. But yeah, I think singles, I feel like when you get on a pickleball court, you're like, it's so small, like I can just run around. It's not that easy at all.
Is singles just mini tennis?
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
Feels
No?
more like it for me
No.
a little bit, or closer to tennis, but I'm no.
So
Yeah.
is it just the court size that makes it different than tennis?
Well, y'all speak up. Like to me, when Chris and I play singles, or I play singles, I can play singles with you or Ozzie. Like if the ball hangs above the net, the people that I'm playing with, like the point's done.
Done.
Right? Like the movement piece of it. I will get off of the court with, and she makes me and Chris work like a dog on the tennis court. But like, I'm physically okay. If I play 3 out of 5 sets with him on a pickleball court, like the next day my hips are hurting. Like it's just constant shifting and it's quick twitch stuff. The singles, I think, can, like, depending on who you're playing against and the level. Like I've watched some, is it Instagram, like pickleball clips and stuff like that. Like that level, it is like intense.
It is intense.
Do tennis players actually respect pickleball right now, or is there still a gap?
Honestly, like I know a lot of like my friends that like I've grown up around my area. Like honestly, everyone there like really loves pickleball. But I think it honestly just depends on the player. Like a lot of people don't like pickleball and they think, oh, it's easy, it's that. I'm like, maybe try it first. But honestly, I think the gap is closing. Like everyone's just kind of getting used to it at this point. Everyone's starting to pick up a paddle and starting to play. And I think that's definitely helpful. I think pickleball is a great sport to play. I think it's honestly really fun. Like I can't always get on the tennis court with my friends and just have a good rally, but I can on the pickleball court. I think 100% I could.
Have you and your friends came down to court to table and
We have actually
eat, drink, and play? Is that what we like to say? Have y'all done that and had some fun?
a few times, yeah. A lot of my friends like want to try and play tennis, but they can't really keep up with me. But like I feel like when I get on a pickleball court, I'm like at the same kind of level with them. Like we're able to like actually play and get into good rallies. So
If a high-level tennis player your age switched to pickleball today, how fast are they competing at a high level?
I think it would take, honestly, like a year to 2 years. Like just like getting used to the switch and the change. Like like for me, it'd be difficult to like not be as aggressive as I am on a tennis court. So I think it's definitely gonna take a little bit. And I think that like with enough practice and enough playing time, like we can definitely get to like the high level. But I think it's just so fast and so much different than like a tennis match. Like it's definitely gonna be difficult.
a lot of tennis players have been going pro in like a year. I'm sure that gap's starting to get, more difficult as the professional game is starting to evolve a little bit more. So, Ozzie, let me ask you a question, man. So you come from tennis. Be honest. What did you think about pickleball at first?
I won't say I thought it was a joke or anything of that nature, but I think it came out of COVID. I just thought it was like a backyard type game. I remember during COVID, we were playing a lot of tennis during COVID, friends and so forth. But I think it's easier to onboard people for pickleball. I think that's one of the reasons that we all invested in pickleball, and kind of like it has the same attributes. It's fun. It's addictive, right? Tennis is addictive. Pickleball is addictive. You want to compete. You want to get better. But kind of like everybody said, it's a lot of fun, and I think that's what people are enjoying it. So I think it's here to stay for sure.
At what point did you decide, hey, I think I want to invest in this thing called pickleball?
We were my 3-0 team, men's team. We got to nationals. We played in Auburn regionals. We won that, and we went to Surprise outside of Phoenix for nationals. And time difference, I got up early to go walk around. It's a beautiful community facility, and I heard all this noise around the corner. It was still dark, and I finally got up to it, and they must have had at least 30 pickleball courts. It was phenomenal, and they were booked up. This was at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, 6 a.m.
But the noise coming from it, I didn't know what the noise was, And I said, "Wow, these folks are out here," and that's kind of when I knew. I was like, "This is legit."
Wow.
Folks, yeah.
Is pickleball easier than tennis, or just different?
I think it's probably easier to start playing. Even at court to table, I'll see people that they'll bring their dates out there in cowboy boots playing pickleball. I don't know that you can necessarily do that in tennis. You could, but I don't see anybody doing that. But I think it's as difficult to master pickleball as tennis, possibly. I think I've been humbled on both sports, right? It's easy. I think one of the first tournaments I played in was at LSU for this a couple years ago, and I had to play a 12-year-old, and I thought, I'd learned you can't judge a book by its cover in tennis, right? And this 12-year-old was phenomenal. His placement, his skill, his footwork. I mean, he just dominated. There was no, so I don't think it's necessarily easier, but it's easier to onboard people. I think Addison touched on that, right? You can go play with your friends and kind of dink around, have fun, and have a drink in your hand, maybe.
Let's do some hot takes real quick, some fast, rapid answers. On a pickleball court, high-level tennis player or high-level pickleball player, who wins, Ozzie?
Ooh, on a tennis court?
On a pickleball court.
Oh, I'll probably have to go with the pickleball player.
You're going to go with a pickleball player? Addison?
I'd say pickleball player, 100%.
Taylor?
100% pickleball player.
Pickleball.
Chris, you guys have seen enough, huh? Y'all come across some pickleball players that maybe looked a little out of shape.
So you're talking about like Jack Sox versus Alcaraz, huh? Or who's going to win that one? Pickleball.
Yeah. Now Jack Sox is a pickleball player.
That's
now.
what I'm saying. But who would win that in pickleball?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta get updated on my tennis superstars. The only one I know really right now is Addison. She's the one I'm focused on right now. She's the only one that matters is LSU, right? So at this event, y'all, we're gonna have courts where people can actually play against LSU players. So if we take the best 5-0 player in Baton Rouge, are they competing with you guys, Addison, or are y'all just running them off the court?
I mean, honestly, I think that's good competition.
All right.
They're definitely gonna be able to compete with us.
All right, so you hear that? We need local 5-0s to show up at court to table. And what's the date for this, Taylor?
April 26th.
April 26th. We need some local 5-0s to show up and play these LSU players. It's going to be a good time. What's one thing pickleball players think they're good at that they're actually not?
I think we were reading this script in the car. Chris was a little nervous about the questions that you were going to pose to him.
Don't be scared.
My sarcastic but maybe legitimate answer was physical fitness.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To me, I think that's the one. Like, there's so many crossover translatable things between the two sports. When you're talking about pickleball and singles, it might be a little bit different beast. The doubles, to me, it's a little bit more based on shot tolerance and dinking. I don't think you have to be the most physically fit specimen to be able to be really effective in doubles in pickle.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
I don't know if somebody would actually say that they were, but to me, I could see, I played pickleball for 4 or 5 hours, the doubles court. And it's like, well, like, how many steps did you actually take?
Yeah, no, that's a good take right there.
For me, it's the serving, right? The serving is two different. That's the big difference between tennis and pickleball.
Fair.
I mean, tennis is very tough to serve, be a really good server.
Yeah. They tried to de-weaponize the serve in pickleball on purpose, and I think that's part of the underhand. But in tennis, it's a huge, huge deal, right?
Yeah.
But if you're doing it, like I haven't played enough, and Ozzie and I might have played the same 12-year-old at that tournament a couple of years ago. Like whatever. And part of it maybe is the technology with the paddles. He was putting some like crazy spin on the serve, even underhand, and I was having difficulty even controlling the return.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, like it
reminds me a little bit of like, if you ever played like someone like very like professional in ping pong, when they do this like rapid move spin and you think you're about to hit the ball in this like contact point and then just like completely goes the other way or jumps into you. That's what I feel like sometimes when I'm playing like a legit player in pickleball, is like they have this crazy spin on the serve where you're thinking it's going to come in your sweet spot, and then it dips or it jumps up or it goes sideways and you're like, well, what happened there?
Cut slice or something that's spinning.
Yeah. So, no, it is. It's like when you see someone like the legit ones doing it, it's so tough to read the spin with it.
And the ball bouncing different too from tennis, right? It doesn't bounce up as high.
But I think what y'all have invested in and what I mean, the growth, even from Addison's coaches club that we were talking about maybe before we started the podcast, is to me, I think it's only a matter of time where we're talking about the crossover of like tennis players now, professional tennis players turning over into pickleball. It's becoming so popular and people are starting it at such a young age. It's not going to be long before, a 12 or 13-year-old or somebody that picked it up when they were 6 or 7 is going to come and be like the next phenom of just pickleball.
Right.
Nothing to do with tennis, right? Like, I think it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, one of my favorite tennis players, Nick Kyrgios. I mean, now he has paddles. It looks like he's playing pickleball as well, right? I mean, what a character he is.
Oh yeah.
He was great for tennis.
And it's like now that I'm right in saying we have club teams at like universities, and it's
True.
I don't think it's gonna be long until like maybe actually like start making like scholarships for it and just being like LSU pickleball college team.
Are y'all hearing about that? A little bit more collegiate teams? I know there's some club teams, right? We have LSU.
Yeah, LSU's got a club team currently. You think that's a possibility? Could this ever become a college sport?
I mean, when you're talking about, I think there's a pathway for it for sure. I mean, at TCU, Chris and I went to take the girls. This was a year or two before Addison got here. I think they had like 500 people on their club team.
Wow.
Like that were, and it's when you're talking about a facility like ours, where theoretically you could translate that into making some pickleball courts and stuff like that. I think we're just in an interesting time right now in collegiate athletics where I can't see so many sports being onboarded at the moment with the resources and the new revenue sharing and all. That's a whole nother that's probably a whole nother conversation. But in terms of its popularity and people playing and the cost effectiveness, if a university needed to add another sport for some reason, could see it happen in 2 seconds.
Awesome, man.
I do want to talk about support. I've been out to the LSU women's team, the matches. The community's been great. I know I'm sure you guys could, especially this weekend, right? It's free to the public. You come out there, support. It's great entertainment. That's the one thing about tennis, even pickleball, but especially tennis for me, is sitting there and watching the girls compete and just the entertainment value. And so I know they'd appreciate that. And I know the community, Baton Rouge is a big tennis community. It's obviously becoming a big pickleball community. So I think this tournament is just going to be, spectacular in terms of support. So it'll be great.
Well, let's talk about some of these event details we got. So this is the first competitive tournament at Court to Table. We've got 60 teams is what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
And this is going to be skill-based division. So this is the first time we've ever done this at Court to Table, Ozzie. It's going to be structured throughout the day. We're going to have mixed, women's, men's doubles. We've also got activations. You can get on a court with LSU players, open play, kids court, food, drinks, the whole setup. What are you guys most excited about seeing that day?
Well, for me personally, I know I alluded to it at the start, is just I think getting the community all in one hub at a place like Court to Table to come together to have some fun, but then also, selfishly supporting our program and our players that are working incredibly hard. I think that's number one. Number two, I want to see her put her money where her mouth is with some of these 5-0 players and see if they're holding their own against her or she's holding her own against them and some of her teammates. Very close third to me, and I got to check with our compliance to make sure that we're not breaking any rules on any level. I have swindled Coach Simpson here to potentially play men's doubles with me.
Oh.
All right,
so
that's
I think
gonna be fun.
I'm interested in.
Well, let's just lock this up right now. Come on. Can we shake on this?
As
Yeah,
long
absolutely.
as
Yeah,
long
no,
as
I'm in.
As long as our compliance okays it.
Shark partner now.
Yeah.
I think I just dropped out.
Yeah, we'd like to see what I don't even know what rating we would be, but
I don't know.
I think y'all are going to
sure
have
y'all
to
would
go
be
into the 4.0 plus range. I mean, with that kind of experience, you're just automatically going to go in that range. So,
But yeah, no. Anything you guys excited about for the day? I know they got so many things that are going to be going on.
Addison, would you play with me in mixed?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Oh, there
excited.
you go. I like the recruitment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Put
just
you on the
excited
spot
for
here. You never even
everything.
played with me before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see like everyone come together and really just like, I mean, I know a lot of people haven't even played pickleball on our team probably, so I'm just excited for everyone to go out and try it. I mean, it's really fun. It's really a way to bring everyone together and just have fun, and then like getting everyone kind of used to us, like seeing us, and then
Yeah.
like just meeting a lot of people. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be fun.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are going to have a great time, man. Ozzie, anything you cooking up special in the kitchen for this event, or you
man.
want to tell us a little bit about the food?
Yeah, I mean, the food is, we have a lot of great items over there, so we'll be serving up, some healthy items and maybe not so healthy items, but, some fan favorites out there and some shareables and, things that you can keep it light while you're playing pickleball.
Yeah.
But, we're excited the community come out there and support what you guys done with LSU women's tennis. It's phenomenal, and I know Danny over there with the men's tennis. So I think, obviously it's easy for the community to support the big three, but I think, this type of event will help expose, tennis it's a legit sport and it's entertaining. I think the value there of the entertainment is just, I think Addison alluded to other teams cheering on their team, and when we're certainly at LSU, we're cheering on LSU, and it's a lot of fun. So it's family friendly. You can bring the kids out there, and again, it's free, right? So,
Right. Addison, you want to tell us your secret? I mean, if we play mixed doubles, I'm gonna have you playing left side, if that's okay. I'm gonna be just chilling on the right side. I know you say you like to take up a lot of space. I got no problem with that. I'm gonna just do my thing on the right, let you take over some court.
That's completely fine.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. That's all we got today.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Good luck
Thank
this
you.
weekend. Thank y'all for coming, Addison, Taylor, Chris, of course, Ozzie. And we'll see you next time on the In the Pickle podcast powered by Court to Table. Thank you.